yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for there to see. Rage is like a wind, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip cards in the weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics. I'm your host, astrologer Jennifer Jennings. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. Good morning, Donna, Cinderella, Kimberly, Deanna, Smack Talker, Busy Mama. Good morning, Holly, Jilly B, Jeff, Leanne. So good to see you, Leanne. I hope you're feeling better, girl. Miss you on the YouTube streets, miss talking to you, miss collaborating with you, miss you so much. Morning, Jeff, sweetheart. Uncle Taco, good to see you too. Thanks for coming in, y'all. Really, Choochie, hey, honey. Jen, the hybrid astrologer. Yep, that would be me. That would be me. I can't tell you guys enough that when I see intensity coming, it's not because I'm psychic or I've got some type of, you know, great gift or anything. It's just because the degrees in astrology literally matter in the state of matter, and I've noticed that pattern over and over and over again. So, I wanna talk about Mars coming to Sebastian's ascendant. When you have your birth chart in front of you and you look at that ascendant, that is your life path. When you first come into the world, that is your life path. When you first come into the world, the doctor tells the nurse what time, because the time that you were born matters in the state of matter. So we have a lot of action coming to the ascendant of Sebastian Rogers. And I think that as watchers, because that is what the members here are, we are watchers. That's what we do. We watch and we observe and we try not to fix, manage, and control the narrative. Uncle Taco, you're welcome, honey. It's been a while. Thanks for your due diligence. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here and being interested in this type of watching. That's what we do. We just watch. We see the transits, they're coming into transit, and then we watch and we observe because that's really the true way of learning. We could read a book, and there's plenty of astrology books out there. We could read a book. We can, try to map, like I've done. We can try to map. We can try to just use the tool of astrology that's been here for it's an ancient, ever since the people could look up to the sky. Those were the first gods to humanity, right? We used the movement of the heavens to find food, to hunt, to understand menstrual cycles when we could get pregnant, all of that stuff. We've just always used it. We've always noticed patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I want to get on this. The Catholic Jesuits invented astrology and astronomy, the first telescope to see space. The Jesuits are definitely astrologers. No doubt about it. No doubt about that. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at the astrology. And let's see if I can do this. Here we go. All right. So we have Sebastian on the left. We have the transits on the right for October 31st. What's October 31st? It's Halloween, right? Oh, Joni, thank you so much. Good to see you guys. Hello, Night Drive. This is where Mars is coming. Let me put on my pen here. Put this over here. So we have Mars at a 2656. We have Sebastian's 2656. And Mars is just going to sit there. Let me know if you can see my little circles. Because if you can't see the circles, then I need to change my window. Because I want you to be able to see what I'm seeing here. If you're able to see my little drawings, let me know. And if you can't, I'm going to do something different. Let's see. Are y'all able to see them? Yes. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Okay. So Sebastian rises at a 2656 and it's in Scorpio. So you can't see him, Jeff? Y'all can't see him? You can't see my little heart right here? Okay. You see circles. So you see this circle? What color is my circle? Let's make sure. You see circles. Do you see this pink circle showing up? Hey, Hope Floats. Hey, honey. Good to see y'all. So y'all can't see the circle. If you're seeing the circles, you're seeing all of this, let me know what color it is. Okay, your eyes aren't seeing anything. Okay. All right, then we're going to go back. We're going to change this. Okay. All right. Okay. Stop screen. Let's try this again. Okay. I'm just going to share the whole screen and maybe this is going to work. Maybe this will work. I'll just share the whole thing. I'll just share the whole thing. Okay. Now y'all let me know if you can see the circle. And if you can see this circle, what color is it? What color do you see? If you're able to see the circle. I'm drawing a heart. Y'all see it? I think you do. I think you do. Okay, good deal. Okay. So, right October 31st at 1:21 a.m., of course, this is Nashville time, this Mars makes it to the very moment that it sits on Sebastian's ascendant. So, when Mars comes to that ascendant, there's going to be a lot of action. A lot of action about things that are hidden with the investigation because he does rise in Scorpio. And Scorpio is, it rules this eighth house. Scorpio rules this eighth house. In Sebastian's eighth house, he has communications with two people and it's hidden. Everything in this 12th house is about hidden sex. It's about other people's money. There's a rebirthing. Pluto rules this house, but Pluto is ruling his ascendant. Mars is coming to that ascendant. Okay. This is big. And it just so happens to be that this is on Halloween. 1:30 in the morning. Do you think that it's possible that someone would see Sebastian or think that they see him on Halloween night? If Sebastian is still alive, we are looking for a credible sighting. We want to hear about, we want to communicate about credible sightings. Once Mars, okay, because Mars is at a 2656 coming right here. And let me tell you something. I can already tell you that there is going to be a relationship in Maryland. Mars is going to sit on Maryland's descendant because Maryland, they rise at a 2656 in Taurus and they descend with relationships at a 2656 in Scorpio. So it's going to hit Sebastian and Maryland at the same exact time. There's other states that have the 2656 though, and I'm going to show them to you. There's other states. I've got Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Ohio, all pulled up because I think that they are worthy of discussion this morning. We know that Sebastian shines at a 1542. We know that his Vulcan is a 1614 in Sag, all of this in Sag. He rises at a 2656 in Scorpio, but then all the rest of his first house is in Sag. And all of this is about long travels, courts, quick movement of energy, possibly flight. The 1542 that he shines with right here. And this Vulcan, God's will being done, well, that goes to Virginia. We've talked about this, right? We've talked about it because the reason why I talk about the connections that we have in our charts is because you would be surprised the places that you have been, the places that you're going to go outside of your state area. You have connection. You have a connection. Sebastian has a connection to the FBI. He has a connection to the TBI. He has a connection to Secret Service. And so those connections that Sebastian has with, say, like the Secret Service, it's important that we take note of those connections, especially with a missing child. We want to see those connections. I do. I want to see those connections. So this coming in the middle of the night, is Sebastian going to be walking around in the middle of the night? Or why are we in the middle of the night here? You see this 1050, we're learning something. There's something in the past at 1:30 a.m. Halloween. Oh no, this is going to be, what am I thinking? So October 31st, that evening. So this isn't even going to be after the trigger. This isn't even, so this is on the 31st. And then 1:21 a.m. Well, that's the day of Halloween. So we're not even into the night yet. Interesting. Interesting. There's so much to see here before we even get here. Huh. Okay, hold on. So basically, Vesta at a 2218 is already going to come over. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to get information 2212, 2214 with Vesta. So we need to go back. We need to backtrack. And we're going to look at this. There's going to be a shakeup in Ohio. We got a dark moon in Oklahoma. There's so much to see. Okay, look, let me do this. Let me do this. Let's start right now. Let's start right now. We're going to look at the current transits right now. Let's pull up Sebastian with these transits. Okay, let's start right now. Okay, so this 1531 in his chart, it's Cupid. This 1531 is Cupid. Cupid in Sag. So again, we're talking about courts, long travels, possibly river, church, immigration. This Sag rules this house, the ninth. This is where the courts are. The Supreme Court, all the justice is right here. Long travels, missionary, lots of attention with school, with going far somewhere. Okay. Okay, Secret Service and Sebastian are in transit right now too. So that 1531 that I was just circling a bunch, that's where the lunar nodes are. Look at that. The vertex is also a 1531. Interesting, because as I'm talking about it, there's an intense experience. There's an intense experience that's happening right now with him. The lunar nodes are 1531. So the south node, where we've been before, the north node, where we've been before, this north node is in Pisces. Hmm. They're at the same degree. They're making contact. They're making contact. 2131. Vesta is at a 2131. She reignites flames. She reignites just constantly. She'll reignite something that you think is in the past, but no, it comes back. It comes back. And she's coming. She's in this house and she's coming to his Mercury. That's with the media. There's information going to come in. It's going to reignite a flame. That's coming. I can already tell that there's going to be a wake up call in the future with groups, with Michael Proudfoot. Saturn has just went over Mr. Carr, his Chiron, given his Chiron a little limits and obstacles there, possibly about work. And this 2950, that is in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. Well, she is at Vesta, the flame of life. And we're going to reignite a flame. We are going to reignite a flame in the fifth house of kids and creativity and school. We are. We definitely are, because that's what the transits want us to do. That's what we're doing. And I've got some schools that are pulled up in Kansas, Missouri, and Wichita, because I wanted to talk to you about that this morning. So we're definitely, right along here. There's Chris. Hey, Chris, if you're in the bushes, there you are. Third house of communications, lots of energy with Chris's Saturn. Limits and obstacles with communications here. His work. And this 0021, well, that matches the Secret Service. And the Secret Service degree that Sebastian matches them at is in transit. So there's a wake-up call. There's a little wake a shake with groups. That's us. We're the groups. Uranus is about groups. It's about homelessness. It shakes things up. It's unexpected. We just don't expect sometimes things to come our way. And then all of a sudden it shakes us up and we're like, what happened here? What happened? Well, Uranus has come to transit and shake you up. That's what's happening. It's exactly what's happening right now with Sebastian. So we're shaking up, groups are shaking up, values in the second house of Capricorn. So this could be about a business. This is about a business. Values. Oh, yeah. The Secret Service is definitely in transit right now. I'm going to show you them in just a second. Hold on. That 1541. Hades is all on, what's his face? Loverboy. What's his name? Epstein. All over him right now. It's interesting that the Secret Service and Epstein are in transit together too. Mercury is going to come. Mercury is coming to Ohio. Secret Service. Secret Service is right here. Let's look. Let's look. Let's look at the Secret Service. Secret Service and the transits right now so y'all can see what I'm talking about. The fifth house of kids and creativity. This 0021. That's connecting. Most definitely connecting to Sebastian in the second house of values, things that he owns, the things that he possesses, his values with authority. Could be about a phone, could be about something of evidentiary value that is being shaken up right now with the Secret Service because right now this Sedna at a 0021, well, that's where they're connecting. There's a letting go here. There's a letting go of things that are hidden. This is the 8th house. Again, this is where Pluto rules. When Sebastian went missing, okay, the next morning around 7:30 a.m., when Chris is calling Seth, the lunar nodes of fate were at a 1752. This is where the Secret Service can they can definitely do well. How about that? Secret Service can do well with the 11th house of groups, with communications within that neighborhood. The lunar nodes of fate were right here at 7:30 a.m. on the 26th. But do you see? Okay, so 1942, that 1942 is connected to the Secret Service here. This is about the courts. It's about the courts. And there's something beginning and ending here right now, this morning, having to do with the courts. Having to do with the courts. There's a relationship. It's going to come and give a little conscious race and experience to the Secret Service, and then the Secret Service is going to be talking to the TBI today. Possibly what's going down, honey. And if any of this isn't making sense, I'm sorry, but I'm just reading as I'm seeing it. And if you have any questions, just put them down in there. It's okay to ask questions. Okay. The justice at a 2843. So the justices already went over their desires with the devices, with things of evidentiary value. I like this a lot. I like to see this. Interesting. You know, I told you guys that Mrs. Bowersox connects to the Secret Service here in the 9th house, which I do like to see that in the 9th house because, again, the 9th house is about the courts. How long did it take me to learn how to do this? I just started. I started. I started years ago, just trying to help myself with the things that were going on in my life, and I educated myself through my own experiences, and this is where I've landed now. But thank you for the question, Carla. The Secret Service. So I want to tell you guys that the Secret Service, there's a lot of people in this case, friends, family, foe, that have that 1942 with the Secret Service. They do. We do. The Secret Service and me and the TBI match with this degree, this 2117. The Secret Service match the TBI with this degree, the 1311. The Secret Service match Ohio with this 1528. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's in the same sign or not. When these degrees come across the clock, this is the clock. It ticks away. And when those degrees come into transit, they're expressing themselves with the people that are connecting with that degree. Are y'all's audio cutting out? Carla's wanting to know. Let me know. It could be because maybe it's when I get louder. Maybe it's when I get louder. 6:47. Reflecting. We are reflecting in Aquarius. So the moon is in Aquarius this morning. Wherever your Aquarius is, that's where the moon is coming over. The moon is coming over my ninth and my 10th house. So it is about the courts. It's about my public image with astrology. The Aquarius for the Secret Service is here. And they're every day, the sixth house of health, they're every day. And this is where the moon is transiting, is right here. So the wake up call with Mr. Proudfoot, that's coming with his Saturn. That's interesting. And the 1620 is Melissa. She's the wisdom holder today. Interesting. So now let me show you let's see. I'm looking at it's 2950, guys. This also goes to New York. Sebastian's 2950 goes to that flame of life that he has. It goes to New York. It also goes to California. The 2950 goes to New York and California. Okay. So we may have to look at those too with the Secret Service. Because I'm really trying to figure out this end game here. And I'm pretty sure. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me look at Tennessee. Let me look at Tennessee because, yeah, let's look at this with the transits right now with Tennessee, the state of Tennessee. They also have the 1942. Look at that. So the Secret Service has 1942. The state of Tennessee has 1942, and this is where Venus is. Venus is coming. I mean, she's probably at it right now, that 1942. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So we have the Secret Service and the state of Tennessee is matching right here. God's will is being done with our public image, and that's a 19-degree in Virgo. So that's going to go south on the map. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. But I was looking at this right here. So there's going to be a divine justice is 2843. There's going to be a justice that's expanding. So we're definitely going to see things with the law expand. Where more laws, new laws, different laws, something having to do with the law. In Tennessee, there's about to be an expansion. That's going to be coming tomorrow on the 30th. Huh. Interesting. Because if we think about the state of Tennessee, hmm, 24 and 25. Tennessee receives leads at a 24-28. The dark moon is going to be coming here. What is going on here? It's going to be about things. Laws are changing here. Laws are going to be changing here. It's going to be a lot of disordered aggression about it. Lots of disordered aggression about it. 132. Like I said, the Secret Service is in transit right now with Sebastian. Let's see. You know what? Is that going to be about immigration? It could be about immigration laws that are coming to Tennessee. Venus again, this is, 1037. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing something. Feel like I'm missing something. 1910, 1940. So that's come over Virginia too. It's come over the state of Tennessee's 1940. So Venus is now right here in the 11th house of groups, how they bring in money, relationships, and the law with groups. It's happening right now. Like it's literally happening right now. And look, this 413 is Chris's Saturn. So there's a lot of energy with the third house of communications here. Okay. Tennessee. Let's go back to the transits because I'm just talking this out. What about the new law that just passed in Tennessee regarding, oh, I mean, it's possibly Lisa. Good to see you. Good to see you, Little Red. Tina, hey, honey. Good to see y'all. So let's go. The lunar nodes have just passed him. Okay. Yeah, this has to do with the law. Because if we go back and look at the transits with Sebastian, like right now with Sebastian, this is interesting because this is what is coming. This is what is coming. This is interesting. Hold on. Where are we at? So Sebastian, the 647 that the moon is at right now, when I first put it on there, we're discussing groups with this 648. The moon is at a 647 in Aquarius. So the moon is actually here in the third house of communications. It's about groups. It's about homelessness. It's about communications with his sister. But the moon is at this degree. And that's what we're talking about is the laws, the justice. Because isn't, our seventh house of relationships and partnerships in this seventh house where Libra rules, we take the Libra because Libra rules this house. So we have to take the Libra, we have to take the Taurus and the Gemini. This Gemini energy, we have to take all three. So we have to take the Libra, the Gemini, and the Taurus, and we have to combine them when we're reading astrology. So we have the justice with something of value with Sebastian. Could be a receipt. I mean, I don't know. Something of evidence. Venus rules the seventh house of Libra. So Venus is already ruling, but this Taurus is about the second house. It's about things that you hold in possession, things that you pay for, the things that you own. And you can look in your house. I mean, you can think about all kinds of things that you own, right? So how can we differentiate what it is that that second house? Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Interesting. So what has happened, if you've noticed, and I'm sure you have, all the chatter, my last live, all of that stuff, Ceres was at that 428 in Aries. So Ceres was bringing a lot of energy to the independence of Sebastian's home. They wanted him to be independent of mom. They want him to be independent of Katie. That 428, of course, we've talked about that a bunch. That does go to Canada. And there was a lot of energy going to Canada at the same time. And now Ceres is bringing a lot of energy to the things that are hidden with Chris Proudfoot, the money, the investigation. That's what was happening. Miss Texana, she has this 1143 in her chart. It's an 1143 times 3 for Sebastian. He has a teacher here. That 1143, that teacher, she claims to be a teacher of 30 years, retired teacher now for the autism community. She's been going to Mexico, doing all kinds of stuff with Mr. Proudfoot, in and out of the courts with him, right? That 1143 that she has, well, guess what? There's going to be an opposition with her, with groups. And let me see, which one is it? 1143. At the same time that it opposes her, where's Ohio? At the same time that it opposes her, Ohio is going to be coming into transit. See how Ohio has this 1143 in their chart? It's Eris. It's in the ninth house of courts. The Secret Service has that 1528 in their outer wheel. Mercury is coming to this 0017 right as I'm speaking about it right now. Secret Service. Secret Service. Okay. So if we take this into consideration, the lunar nodes will be coming to this 1528. They're going to have limits and obstacles. And this could be about the homeless community. It could be about a group home. That 1143, I want to look at it. I want to look at it. I know y'all do too, because it's going to come and oppose her. And why is that opposition with her? Because she has that 1143 in, it's a trans Pluto. There's a major transformation in the public eye, and it's about children, and that opposes her. So let's look at this. Hold on. When is that going to come to pass? So we know that Mars is going to come and sit on Sebastian's ascendant on the 31st. That's going to take place. Where's Pallas? Pallas is only at an 832. Let's see when it opposes Texana with groups, because it's coming. And look, that 0017 Ohio rises with, that's going to come and sit. It's going to shake things up. Hold on. I know I'm all over the place. Just give me a minute. Hold on. Let's look at this. 20. It's at an 832. Let's get it. Let's get it there. Let's get it all the way there. Because it's going to give her something to look forward to. She can be an observer just like we are. Because I know she's watching. I know she's watching. Yeah. She sure is. Okay, here we go. And before it comes, this is November 18th. I've talked about this. This is the, okay, so November, this is a time period that we're going to see a lot. I'm talking about a lot of transformation here when it comes to Sebastian's case. So let me tell you what I'm seeing is that this 1143 is going to bring a wake-up call. This is at November 18th, 10 o'clock at night. So this is in the evening. There's a breakup with two people with communications with Sebastian. I want to see if I see the Secret Service through here. So that 456 Sebastian has with his midheaven, his IC. There's the 456 as well. Trans Pluto is just going to be sitting just sitting on Sebastian's midheaven in Virgo. His midheaven is a 456. There's going to be a lot of transformation, lots of breakups, little breaky break. Lots of energy is going to come and give, it's going to give Chris a lot of problems. It's going to be a lot of problems for Chris. Let's look at Tennessee with this. Let's look at Tennessee with this too. This is November 18th. I don't know what the dealio is with her, man. I'm just like, it's so baffling to me why she is determined, why Chris is determined to put a foot on Seth's neck. There's something not right here. Something isn't right here. Look at Tennessee real quick. The month of November is, especially the mid to late November, is wild. It is wild for Sebastian's case. Interesting. 2959, 2956, 2957, 17. Let's see. I'm trying to think about the Secret Service. 232, 2928 is coming. Interesting. And then it's going to come back down to that 1531 that we're at right now. So the 1531 was Sebastian, and the transits right now with his desires and the fate is going to come back around, and we're going to have a wait on a home. Secret Service is a 236. What am I seeing here? 23, 24. I don't see anything with the state of Tennessee, but I'm doing it pretty quickly. Let me show you this day with Sebastian, because this is wild. This is wild. This is wild. There's going to be a relationship, that relationship right there. And the weight is coming there as well. That's where we're at right now. 25. See where this trans Pluto is, that 456. I'm going to show y'all something. You see this? It's a 456. It's in Virgo. And so there's going to be all of the public image of Sebastian is going to transform. This is huge. You can mark it on your calendar. Yes, there is so much more that we can understand with astrology. Is so much. We can go into depth, and we can use the tool of astrology in so many different ways. Welcome in, y'all. Angel of Light, Kupanig, Lisa B. Always. Hey, y'all, welcome in. Thank you so much for hanging out. Me and you, good to see you. Yes. Okay, so let's just talk this out for a minute. And then I'm going to look at the map. We'll look at the map. So that 456 right now, trans Pluto isn't there yet. It's not there. She's making her way. She's in the 9th house with the courts. And his public image is about to be transformed in a major way. But that 456 is also going to come forth with Admetos. What is Admetos? Well, I can tell you one thing. Admetos, this glyph right here, is it's a half moon. It's a half moon that sits on top, and we are reflecting on things, on communications, and there's a breakup. A breakup. So if you've not been talking to somebody and then all of a sudden you start talking to them again, Admetos is in transit. If you've been talking to them for a while and then you stop talking to them, Admetos is in transit. There is a breakup. There will be a breakup of communications with Admetos right here. That glyph is a breakup. That's what I think about. I mean, of course, it has more to do with just being a breakup, but that's the main thing that I see is a breakup. And Juno has already went over the 840, the 830, the 840 that Sebastian has. And so that's a bunch of information that was coming in. That information that was coming in was about the court date with Texana and Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian's stepfather. So let's check this out. We're gonna go days and we're gonna wait. I'm looking at this, okay? I'm looking at the 451, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it to the 456. I can already tell you that the Secret Service is going to be in transit on October 30th. There's Sebastian as well, that 2904. Oh yeah. We're just moving right along here. Moving right along. This is also the 405. There's going to be a lot of energy with communications with Mrs. Bowersox. This is Thursday morning. I wonder if they're going to be knocking on her door. They're going to do a little knocky knock. Where's the Secret Service going to be? What are they doing here? Because they're doing something. And I imagine that they already have an idea. That's Sebastian. There's a justice there in the ninth house with the courts, the transformation. Okay, so here we go. And this is also, Secret Service. This is their connection with Ohio. With Ohio. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's get it to this 456 with trans Pluto, where there's going to be a major transformation. I see a lot of us in this transit here. There's Oklahoma, California, Oklahoma and California. Mars is going to be there in the 11th house of groups on the 9th. A flame of life with the values of Sebastian and the things that he owns, things that he possesses. What else we got here? There's the state of Tennessee. There's a little shaky shake in the 4th house on November 9th. Little shake up. Selena is coming to the South Node where Sebastian's already been before. He's been here before. Jupiter is at a 2508. Jupiter is going to be expanding the 8th house of Tennessee, and it's where the U.S. Marshals are connecting. But hold on. We got to go back one day. I go back one day. Let's 648. That's the outer wheel of Sebastian with the law enforcement. Venus is coming to sit on the Saturn of Chris Proudfoot. Things that he owns. Okay. All right. So let's look at this because Mercury is coming. Look, so Mercury is about to station on November 8th. Mercury is going to station. Mars is going to oppose Chris. Mars could be about the car. It could be about the courts. Hello. This 2518. Oh yeah. There's a lot of disordered aggression, a lot of darkness when it comes to the TBI. And Chris, what you're hiding, dude? What you're trying to do? That's clear. That's clear to me. The TBI is definitely in transit here. Right there with Neptune, that 2938, the TBI. Oh, yeah. The TBI is right here too. That dark moon, it's gonna shake them up. They're gonna have disordered aggression with this case. Could be, it could be something else that they're working on, but it just seems awful, convenient that this is where we are coming into a major transformation with the public image of Sebastian Rogers. So Mercury is going to station. It's a black S. So we haven't even gotten the intensity with Mercury just yet. So we're going to go. There it is. So there it is. So Mercury is going to station on that 648 as well. So we're going to have that 648 times 2, 648, 648. And look at that. Vesta is coming to the same degree that Chris has with his Neptune, the things that we need to dissolve with the long travels, with the long travel that he would have made. Juno is coming into little Faith. Juno, there's going to be a relationship with Faith and the higher courts, the learning. Well, what are we learning here about Faith, about the courts, about the CPS? Are we learning? What are we learning from a relationship on November 8th? We're learning something. And there's a relationship that's coming to Katie too. After it leaves Faith, it's going to come to her. There's going to be a little shaky shake with groups and Chris Proudfoot. Oh, it's coming. This is November 8th. And we could be looking at things of the past with communications with a Proudfoot. No, Elisa, there's other people, there's other things on Sebastian's map besides Tony in Oklahoma. But it could be. I mean, there could be some things going on in Oklahoma that I don't know anything about with Tony, with the courts and like with Granny's watching or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I do see Chris. There's a lot of energy going with a lot of problems that he has. And one of his sisters. Yeah. And Jupiter is about to expand, like, Jupiter is about to really expand. The state of Tennessee has their Mars at a 2509 in the 8th house of death, rebirth, regeneration, other people's money, things that are hidden. That 2509 that the state of Tennessee has, the US Marshals also has. So for Tennessee, this could be about a lot about immigration. It could be a lot of disordered aggression with the TBI and the immigration that is taking place possibly in Memphis. This could be a Memphis type of, shit show, if you will. I don't know. But I do know that there's going to be a lot of media attention on Sebastian. The physician is bringing enlightenment. The physician, it could also be about medicines because you go to the physician for medicine, right? To get better, to get well, to have surgeries for whatever, to change your appearance. And the moon is definitely in Cancer, so we are reflecting about the things that are hidden at home with Sebastian and his mom and stepdad. The things that were going on there. The state of Tennessee is in transit on the 8th and 9th in a big way. And Jupiter, like I said, is just going to station. Jupiter is going to station on that 2509 with the state of Tennessee. Right there, you see it? That 2509, Jupiter is going to expand the Mars. And then now the moon is transiting. We're reflecting kids in schools. The FBI is going to get a wake-up call on the 10th. This 2740, well, Texana, a lot of people have this 2740. A reigniting of a flame. She's going to want to try to do a little something, something. And, she's just not going to stop. She's just going to continuously try to make hell on earth. That's what she's doing. That's exactly what she's doing. I can see it right here. I can see it right here. Because Venus is about to come to that 456 with Sebastian right there. And when she does, this 456 with Venus in the seventh house of relationships, what is she doing? What are you doing, girl? What is happening on the 10th? What is she doing? My goodness gracious. She's just not going to stop. Just not going to stop. And I'm griping about it, but at the same time, I think that it shows character. I think that it shows character in a major way. Not just to us, not just to we the people, but to the law enforcement agencies. To the law enforcement, I think it really shows character. And you know what? Katie is going to be opposed. That 1100, the Secret Service is coming into that 1104 and going to oppose Katie. So when it comes to the 1104, her burden is an 1104. That's where she matches the Secret Service. I can see Faith is going to have issues. She's having issues with Chris, with her dad. The 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. Yeah, this is where it's going to be building. It's going to be building. We're building to transform Sebastian. There's a build up here. Coming into the lunar nodes of 1450. That's SF. Mr. SF. He also has that. Where we've been before. He's going to come back into the limelight and be talking as well. You heard it first here. Okay, so Dark Moon hasn't made it to Sebastian's Ascendant just yet. Let's keep going. There is the U.S. Marshals on the 12th. I'm thinking that this has to do with Memphis. Jupiter is still at a 2509 with the state of Tennessee. Expanding. Lots of warring in Tennessee. This 337, that's Chris Proudfoot's sister. One of them. One of them. I see you, girl. I see you. This 808, well, that's a federal degree. That goes to Nina. All right, we're still not there. We're still not there. There we are, November 16th. November 16th. So November 16th, the TBI is going to get a shakeup. It's 2938. It's going to shake the TBI up. This 1433 is going to be fated in Kansas. This is a Kansas degree. This 1433, that's Kansas. This 854 with Mars, that is Melissa. This 450 is where SF and I connect. That 1450 also goes to Mexico. Also goes to Mexico. Yeah, there's things that I can see with the TBI. The TBI has a 638 in their chart. What else am I seeing here? And the FBI is about to come into transit. The FBI is about to come into transit on the 17th. The FBI will definitely be in transit, and it's going to oppose Terry Bowersox and magnetize itself to Katie Proudfoot. So mark it on your calendars. It's coming. This 1311, this is the TBI as well, where they're learning something. They're learning something. They're learning something. Uh-oh. Learning something. Interesting. I need to warm up my coffee because I think I need some more energy going on here. Shit. And there's Chris Carr. This 2333, is that you? Is that what he is? What is that? That's Chris Carr. I'm pretty sure if I have his birthday right. I'm just wondering what's going on here. But let me show y'all something. Because as we get closer, we're going to keep going over and over and over this, okay? Before November 16th gets here, I can promise y'all, we are going to talk this out together. We're going to talk it out together with the charts and with the map. Because this is, okay, look, this is this 1433 when it first comes into transit, look, and the moon is now in Libra. The moon is now in Libra. It's about relationships. It's about contracts. Is it the contract with SF? Are we letting him go? Are we getting, what is going on? Let me look at this. Let me look at the TBI real quick with this. Let me save it. We're gonna be talking about this a lot until November 16th gets here. But it's not just November 16th, y'all. It's going to go. Like I'm going to show you how many days that we're looking at here. So here's the TBI. I'm going to put the TBI on the left. We're going to duel it out. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So there was going to be, this is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Nashville time. This could have something to do completely different, not with Sebastian, but let's work it out and see if this could be because, Sebastian is that 456 is it's transforming. There's a transformation. And this 1311, well, that 1311 is about a home. It's about communications at a home. And this is about the responsibility and the accountability for the courts. And we see that Saturn is at a 2516. Remember the dark moon? The dark moon, it was just at that 2516, and it's coming down to shake things up with the TBI, with their investigation. With their investigation. Saturn is coming and going to limit them. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. What else do I see here? What else? What else? They're learning something. And it's in Leo. So they're learning something in Leo, and we've got to think, is this about a child? Yes. Is it about publicity? Yes. Could it be about a school? Yes. Because I mean, it's all showing up in the 5th house of kids in school. Creativity, there's, I know that this 235, that would have been the Secret Service. And we know that the Secret Service also has this 1311. So the Secret Service and the TBI are coming together. They're coming together on November 16th. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we'll see. That's what we do here. We watch. We watch and we observe. But then I see a little bitty, let's see how the Secret Service is going to do because Mercury is coming into that 236 that they have. That 236. Where are you at, Secret Service? Where's it at again? Secret Service. Let's go back. There we are. It's in Aquarius, so at least it won't be. Okay. That's where all their problems are. Oh, God, I hope it's not with me. Okay, if y'all want me to shut up, you just tell me so. That's all I can say. Just tell me so if you need me to shut up. So, interesting. I also see, y'all, I do also see a lot going on with the Layla Santinello case. The different cases that are here in Tennessee, I can definitely see that as well. I can definitely see that as well. Will Sebastian be found? Janet, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. He rises and descends with a very with a degree that's very it's all about conspiracy. There's a major conspiracy with Sebastian's case. Okay, so I'm not a psychic, I'm not a medium, I'm not a know-it-all. You should ask Chris. And thank you for coming in from South Africa. Will Sebastian get justice? I don't know. I don't know. You would have to, I'm not um I observe energy. I'm just observing. And when it comes, we talk about it. That's what we do on this channel. We're just observing. So what we're going to see is the Secret Service is also coming with Mercury. The Mercury is about the media. It's about two or more people. It's about communications, and it could have to do with the communications with Sebastian and his sister. I don't know. I don't know. Or the communications that were going on in her room. Let's look at this with Kansas, because this is interesting that Kansas is got, Kansas is definitely going to come into transit on the 16th when this takes place. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying that, because the lunar nodes are the north node. As soon as this 456 hits, as soon as it hits, we're observing it, right? We know that this fifth house of kids and school, creativity, the health factor, it's going to transform the public image for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And it's going to be in transit. Pluto is going to be in transit for days. But this is when it begins. It begins on November 16th. Would we be able to see it on the 15th? Sure. Sure. We'll be able to see it coming. But on this day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, this 1433 is coming right here to the seventh house of relationships and partnerships with Kansas. Immigration, other countries, the courts. The courts. And I want you to notice, I want you to take note here as well. Sebastian rises out of 2656. There's a connection with Kansas. Has Sebastian ever been to Kansas? Yes, he has. He has. He's got a connection with Kansas because he loves Kansas. He's been to Kansas. A lot of learning that he learns a lot about his dad. Mercury at 8:45 with the media, with the communications, with the groups. It connects to the Secret Service. When Sebastian was when he went missing that morning, the lunar nodes were at a 1752. That's found in Kansas chart. The 405 that Miss Bowersox has in her chart, no matter what time she's born, is a 405. That's found in Kansas chart. When Sebastian went missing, Pluto in Aquarius was at a 107, opposing the flame of life here in the third house of communications of Kansas with school, with publicity. Huh. So the Secret Service is going to match a bunch of states, right? It's going to match countries and things like that. But as an observer, I'm just observing the different connections because I find that these connections matter in the state of matter. So we see that the TBI is in transit times 2. I see that Mr. Carr is in transit. What else besides the lunar nodes do we see here? What else? 854, 248. Chiron is coming down in degree to the 2331 with the physician right there. But this physician is in Cancer. A homeschool, maybe a home. I don't know. Let's keep going because that 1752 is going to come and oppose. The moon is going to come and oppose Kansas with the Secret Service. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Interesting to me. This is so interesting. So this is November 16th. Let's go. Let's see. I want to show you how many days. So if you're taking notes, we've got the 16th, right? We're starting the 16th. That's when we first start to notice that there is a major transformation that's happening with Sebastian, major transformation with his midheaven. So we go to the 456, still the 17th. Look, still in transit. Okay. Now we're going to the 18th. Look at that. Still in transit. Now we're going to the 19th of November. Well, guess what? Still sitting there on his midheaven. I see the TBI showing up in the third house of communications on the 19th. I see the TBI being transformed right here with groups. That 1104 that Katie and the Secret Service has, there it is. It's showing up. And look, the dark moon hasn't gotten to Sebastian's ascendant just yet. See, we are coming up on a new moon, and this we're reflecting with Mr. Carr, the neighbor in the back. That 1614 is coming into transit with Sebastian. Let me keep. Okay, so his mother is in transit with the lunar nose. She has a 1425. It's where she's got a lot of problems with that 1425. Let me just say. And it's going to be fated on the 19th. Fated on the 19th. And like I said, we're going to keep talking about this because I'm going to keep working through this to try to figure out what the hell is going on here. And then let's go the next day. Look at that, the 20th. The 20th, 456, it's still there. But now on the 20th, I see Mr. Carr and his wife right here in the fourth house of home. Lots of attention. FBI is still being transformed with groups. Now there's a relationship. There's a relationship that's going to come and sit on Sebastian's Vulcan. His Vulcan is a 1614 in Sag, and there's going to be a relationship going to come and sit there right on it. There's the 2928 that was in transit when he went missing, and we're about to talk about that degree. You know, going to be a lot of disordered aggression with Chris on this day as well. There's that 1531 that's in transit right now with the lunar nodes of fate, and there's going to be a third house of communications await. Hades is it's a collective type of transit where there's a huge weight of home, of emotions, huge weight. Huge weight is happening. And Not only that, this relationship that is coming to sit on Sebastian, not only that, y'all, this 818, guess who that is? That is Eric Craddock, Sheriff Eric Craddock on the 20th, 4 o'clock PM. This is actually a transit it's a, hold on. Let me go back hours to see when he first starts to come into transit. And I'm about to show y'all something. Okay, here we are. Thursday morning at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's when he starts to come into transit and holds the collective transit here. With his desires for responsibility and accountability, there's faith. He connects to that little girl. He really does. He really does. He connects to her in a major way with the law. The state of Tennessee is going to be fated during this time with things of the past. Yep. 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 That 1143 that Sebastian and Texana have, it's going to be coming into transit in Sag. That's about the courts. Hmm. Katie and Mama Socks right here with Venus. About other people's money. About other people's money. And like I said, the cars, I don't know. I just see them that they're right here. There's something up here, y'all. In the latter part of November, there's something going down. Something going down. Look at that, 2928 times 2. That was in transit when he went missing. Let's look at this. Hold on. Let's look at this. Oh, yep, that's Secret Service. Look at that. That's the Secret Service at 2501. Holy shit. I'm mind boggled right now. Okay. 20th. And it's not. Yeah, who is covering these expenses? That's a good question. Let me look at this 1818 for a second. Hold on. Okay, let's look at Missouri. Let's look at Missouri with Mr. Craddock because Mr. Craddock and Missouri connect. Mr. Craddock and Missouri connect. And I want to show you all of his problems with communications is an 818. Okay. It's an 818 no matter what time Mr. Craddock is born. That 818 is in his chart and it's in the fourth house of home for Missouri. It's ruled by kids and creativity in school. Lots of attention there. And that there's the flame of life. The flame of life is always reignited there. I would be interested to know if he's ever been to Missouri, what his connections are with Missouri. I've been to Missouri and I connect with them through this physician. I've been there. It was a great time. I visited Missouri after one of my friends passed away. We went there. We had a Native American take us there into the woods. We had a great time. We had a great time. There was a sweat lodge, a healing ceremony after, and we, you know, spread her ashes there. So I'm definitely connected to Missouri because I've been there. My Venus is a 1717. I've been there. It's about things of the past. I've been to Missouri. You see what I'm saying? So wherever you've been, you more than likely have a connection to that state or that country. I've been to Israel, I've been to Mexico, so I'm connecting there. You see what I'm saying? So during this time period, I want you to notice something. I want you to notice something. In the fourth house of home, there's a shakeup at a 2928 with Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is going, we're dipping, we're going to be dipping back. This is critical. Will Missouri have an earthquake? Is that why he is going to have a major transformation? I don't know. I mean, it could go, I don't know. I'm just, talking out loud here. But something's going down because Missouri is in the second house at 2928. 2928 is right here in the seventh house of relationships and partnerships. On the 19th, the Poseidon, the wisdom of a 1636 is going to be there all day. All of Missouri's problems with partnerships and relationships, long travels, immigrations, courts, things of that nature. Yeah. Yep. So you can bet your bottom dollar that Missouri is going to show up on this day. But it just so happens to be that there is a day at this time period where the desires with Aristocratic, the desires with the bones of the earth is going to reignite a flame here in the fourth house of home, and it's going to create things going on with health. There's a health factor here. Venus at a 1713, well, she's already come here on their sun, making contact. Something's up here. 1531 that Sebastian has, that's in transit right now with the lunar nodes of fate. The sixth house of health with his desires are going to be weighted down. He's weighted down. And there's going to be a wake-up call with Miss Faith, this 1202. She was in transit when Sebastian went missing. That 1202 was in transit when he went missing. It was a collective transit. So it's not like I can say at this hour and at this hour. No, it was a 24-hour transit. There was a huge weight over Faith. There was. I mean, I can't make it up. It's the way it is. I hate it for her. That 2928 is sticking out like a sore thumb though. All right, so let's go back to the 20th. Hold on. Let's go back. Let me show you something. Let me just show you something. When Katie and Sebastian left the Texas Roadhouse, when they left the Texas Roadhouse, let me show you what was happening. The Texas Roadhouse, when they leave the Texas Roadhouse, that's on the left. November 20th is coming to the right. Okay, so we got the day that he goes missing. They leave, right? They leave Texas Roadhouse and they go home. All right. What's happening when he goes, when they leave the parking lot, this Mercury is the 454. Well, when it came to the 456, it was sitting on Sebastian's IC. So that means that, let me show you what I'm talking about. So that 456 Mercury, it's about two people, it's about communications. And Mercury was coming to sit right here. Mercury is hanging out. When she says that he took the trash out, that's it. That's it. All right. So they leave the Roadhouse. Look at that. You see that 2928? That 2928 with Uranus is coming back around, guys. It's going to come back around. It's going to do a little shaky shake. Is it going to be, how's this going to work out? How's it going to work out, I wonder? Look at this. Sedna, there's a letting go here with Sedna at 2928. These degrees matter. Yep, what goes up must come down. Yes, Catherine B., you could definitely watch Missouri. Let me show you the map real quick. So I've got an Embark Behavioral Health in Missouri. I have a Kansas City Autism Training Center in Missouri. I have a Heart Spring, Wichita, Kansas. This is from the Roadhouse. The DA just so happens to be here. The TBI has, this is where their justice is about kids. So I'm looking at these areas for now, for now. This is interesting to me that 2928 is coming back around. And look, when I tell you that this 1202, the weight during this event is on a little girl, that's what I mean. Look at this. There's the 1608. The midheaven, as soon as they pull out, I capture it. There's me. I capture this. I capture it. That 1202 is a collective weight of home. There's a weight of home on faith. And that 1202 is going to give a wake-up call. I can see it. Y'all see it. I'm not the only one. We can see it. We're playing the numbers game. We're just, playing the numbers game here. By 7:30 in the morning on the 26th, these lunar nodes of fate at a 1754, it's coming down to 1752 that I was showing you earlier. But y'all, this 1928 goes to the state of Tennessee. There's a shakeup with Tennessee. And there's also a shakeup with the United States of America at the same time. There's a darkness with groups. There's a darkness. There's a letting go. There's a letting go with Tennessee here. Things that were going on that day, the 344, the Trans-Pluto that goes to Mexico and Israel and President Trump. And we know that that's things that were going down that day when he goes missing were, yeah. Yep. And there's that 1608. That relationship. There's a relationship. Who are you? Who are you? Who is that relationship? Is it a church? Is it a pastor? Who is it? Who is this relationship that we are going to understand a little bit more? I'm wondering here. That 2501 is definitely the Secret Service. And we're going to a home. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's look at the 20th. I appreciate y'all being here. I don't know if this is just so boring to y'all or what. Let's see. The 611, that is the 613 with Hygeia. That's about the purity of health. It's coming to the 611, and that's where Mr. Bryant Guy has in his chart. That's interesting to me. That also goes to Indiana. That's interesting to me. Okay. Let's keep going. 1143, that's Sebastian right there, and Miss Teacher. And we're reflecting on one of Chris's sisters right there. Venus is coming to oppose. Venus is coming to oppose. Interesting. Hold on. So interesting that so she is going to be at a 17. Let's go back to Missouri. So Venus is going to be opposing Missouri. You see how Missouri has a transformation, the things of the past with that 1717? You know, Missouri matches Sebastian in a big way. His lunar nodes are 1215. He matches the TBI with that 2642. Yeah, very interesting indeed. And before Mars comes and sits on that ascendant, it's going to sit on the sixth house of health with Missouri. So we're going to have to, we need to watch. We need to watch the weather, the news, what is going on in Missouri. Look at that, 612. What is going on in Missouri on that day that could help us understand more about Sebastian's case? That's where I'm at with it. That's really where I'm at with it. Let's see. Venus is going to oppose the 12th house, the things of the past. It could be earthy, it could be earthy. Hmm. Go back. Let's see. Let's go another day. Let's see if the transformation of health, it's still there, y'all. The 456 is still sitting there as the dark moon makes its way. As the dark moon makes its way, there's going to be an intensity here. Intensity. I'm going to get a wake up call, a little shaky shake with Sebastian's lunar nodes of fate. This is a fateful period of time. No doubt about it. This 1638, we'll definitely be able to see things going on with California on this day. Mm. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at the next day. Yep, the 22nd. We're still, it's 22nd. There it is. It's still sitting there on Sebastian's midheaven as the dark moon makes its way to sit on his ascendant. So Mars is going to sit on the ascendant. Mercury is already set on the ascendant. Mars is coming to sit. And then on the 31st, October 31st, Mars will sit on his ascendant. And then the 22nd, on the 22nd. And, I'm seeing this 820 come about again. That's Michael Proudfoot. It's 1415. That goes to Indiana. The 2922 is coming to shake things up with Sebastian. The 559, that's the TBI. That's their midheaven and their IC. And again, okay, we're seeing Chris Carr come back around. This is the physician is bringing enlightenment. Of course, this could be about, because it's in Mercury, because it's in Scorpio, it could be, there's limits and obstacles here with him. Mercury is coming to the TBI. The moon is reflecting Chris. There's Chris's daddy. And I've looked at that a time or two. That 1650, I don't know. Let's see. 24, 15:30. That's definitely the TBI, the 5:59. This is not November 22nd at 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, let's keep going. Lunar nodes of fate are coming into, yeah. So the lunar nodes of fate are coming to, this is a fateful time for Sebastian and Faith. Okay. This is a fateful time for Sebastian and Faith. Look at this. There's Sebastian. There's Faith. There's Mr. Carr. The dark moon is sitting on Sebastian's ascendant. A relationship is coming to shake Miss Kathy up. There is a reigniting of the flame with the values of the state of Tennessee. With Chris, there's his dad, Chris's dad, Mr. Proudfoot. And look at that. The Saturn is coming to the state of Tennessee's Mars in the 8th house of the things that are hidden, the things that it's also matching the Marshalls. See, Mr. Carr. Uranus has already shaken things up with Sebastian. So do y'all remember how long Trans-Pluto is going to transform the public image of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? Do you remember how many days we're looking at already? Y'all, this is a trip. This is a trip. Let's go days. Let's keep on going. Finally, on the 24th of November, the major transformation is leaving. The major transformation is leaving. And what's happening here is the connection that Aristocratic and Little Faith have is coming into transit right here. Boom, bam, right there. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the 24th. Maybe she's going to come and visit her dad for the holidays, but there's a lot to see here even on this day. I can see Crabtree coming into the lunar nodes of fate here. There's a lot of weight with communications, with faith. And look at that. There's the Secret Service, the 1528, that connection that they have with Ohio. There it is. There it is. Interesting. Very interesting. So let me show you. Let me show you something. So from the 24th, right? From the 24th, the 16th. Okay, so 16th. Y'all mark it down on your calendar. From the 16th, November 16th to November 24th, this is when there is going to be a lot of intensity. Let's just do through the 25th. Lots of intensity here. The 16th through the 25th. So we're looking at about 10 days of major, major transformation. Major transformation. The 16th through the 26th, major transformation for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and the public image is going to be transformed in a major way. And look at that. Look at this. The 1650 starts us off. There's the wisdom. The wisdom starts us off with that 1650. Okay. Starts us off with the 1650. The wisdom does. Okay. All right. And that's where there is going to be a relationship. 1650. The 17th. The 17th. Okay, so that's the TBI. I mean, that's the state of Tennessee. There's so much to see here. I'm just like, whoa. Each and every day, like, what is going on here? Wow. And then if we go, look, where was I? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going just for a second. Hold on. The 25th. There's that 1528. There I am, chit-chatting away. Wait with Texas is coming in. Me and Texas, Tennessee, and the U.S. Marshals. What else am I seeing here? Divine Justice with that 818. Okay. We know that the Secret Service has a 1752 that was in transit that morning. So let's take it and look at the Secret Service for a second. This is the morning of Tuesday. Obstacles with Tennessee. All right. We're going to be talking about this a lot. I'm telling you, we're going to be talking about this a lot. So look at that. So what's happening in December? December 1st, what's going to happen? Trans-Pluto at that 457, it only gets 1 minute. It's just a minute off of Sebastian. I mean, it's still basically sitting on his midheaven, y'all. Okay? It's still basically sitting on his midheaven. Well, what we're going to notice is this is going to station. It's going to station. It's going to come back. Going to come back. Going to come back. And it's coming back again on December 10th. On December 10th, we're coming back. This 1318, again, this is Faith. Is the connection that she has with the TBI. And that's what I'm saying. Anybody that is trying to hide any type of anything, y'all aren't going to get away with it. I can tell that the law enforcement is working this. They've been working it. They're going to continue to work it. It ain't going away. Ain't going away. So December, the 9th and the 10th, is going to come back. Here's the TBI right here. Here's the TBI and their connection with Faith. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand why we have to keep on going through this. I mean, just give it up already. There's Virginia. We got communications about Virginia. This 2922, that's Sebastian all day. That 2922 is Sebastian. That 2922 is coming into transit with Neptune, and Neptune's at a station. It's about to get really intense. The 334, well, that's Canada. We could probably see some crazy stuff going down with Jack and Lily's case at this time too. That's Canada. That 334. That's me in Canada. It's our connection with Canada. It's my connection with Leanne that lives in Canada. Let's see what else we got going on here. That's Miss Bowersox. That 1515. There's going to be a huge weight on her home. We're reflecting with Sebastian here. Let's see. So December 10th. Okay, hold on. So December 10th, the 11th, we're still here. Look, there's that 456. But guess what? Guess what? We had a breakup before in November with communications. There was a breakthrough with communications. But guess what? In December, that 456 is going to be in transit times 2. There's going to be a lot of attention on Sebastian, lots and lots of it, especially when it has to do with school, publicity. We can look forward to this, guys. We can look forward to this. The 2922 is still on Sebastian the next day on the 11th. The moon is opposing Miss Proudfoot, I mean, Miss Bowersocks. The moon is opposing her. And the lunar nodes of fate are coming to that 1311 with the Secret Service and the TBI. It's coming. You know, maybe you just can't outsmart the TBI or the Secret Service, you know? Don't know. Don't know. But Sebastian's Mars is going to be in transit as well. This is a lot. This is a lot to take in. On the 12th, so now we're at December 12th, the next day, and look, 456. There's the TBI and the Secret Service. Now they're holding the fate. This is big, 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 big. Vulcanus is still given a lot of attention, a lot of emotional attention with Sebastian. He has the 2904 in his chart. There's going to be a lot of disordered aggression and darkness about the long travels wherever he went. The 0051, there's a lot of communications about faith, about the neighbors. The neighbors. I see the neighbors here too. Lots of energy is coming with him on this day too. 23, 1635. Yeah, I've got the wisdom on this day. I'm the wisdom holder on this day. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the next day on the 13th, look at that. We're off of the 456, but look, Trans Pluto is still sitting there, just wants to hang out. Trans Pluto is about transforming the collective. That's us. Interesting. There's that 2922 with Sebastian. Lots of problems for Chris. On the 14th, guys, look, I mean, you know, we're still there. It's still sitting there. Mars is at a 2929, but you can bet your ass it's just went over that 2928. There's a wake-up call that we, the people, are pissed off on this day. We're pissed off on this day. Saturn is now moving forward. It's coming to that connection that Faith has with her dad. That Faith has with her dad. Let's see if it's still the next day. Yep, the 15th. It's still there. Just hanging out. Still there. Now the dark moon is coming to that 2928. Indiana is right here. The weight is now over Virginia. We'll be talking about Virginia on this day. Damn, there's going to be a big shakeup with the United States of America. Communications and groups. I can definitely see Seth is going to be talking in that house. Let's see. Next day. Yep. So the 16th, still sitting there. Still sitting there. '17th, still sitting there. Okay, now We're coming back. Ceres is going to be coming back around. Oh, shit. This is big. What are they doing? What are they doing here? This is Canada. That's the moon of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Lots of disordered aggression in the 10th house with the TBI. There's a relationship with the TBI here. Somebody is talking or has contacted the FBI. There's going to be a justice that is coming over faith. Seth is going to learn some things. Seth is going to learn some things on the 17th. Mars. So Mars is at a 145 on the 17th of December. Hygeia is at a 146. They are in an opposition. The health of a business or something, there's something happening on this day. It's going to be happening in Tennessee, it would appear. And then Jupiter is coming back. Coming back. Okay, so now Jupiter is coming back too. So we've got we are reworking energy here. And then on the 18th, it moves off. On the 18th, it moves off. So we've got the 10th of December. Y'all write this down. The 10th of December. The 10th. Through the 18th. The 10th or the 18th. I think we've got some really good days ahead because we want the intensity. I know I do. I want to see the intensity. I want to see movement. I want to see things going down. And I would say that this has to do with electronics. The digital footprint. The digital footprint. Christina, you say that, hey, Christina, you see, I do believe Katie's friend lives in Evansville, Indiana. You think so? Let me put up. So, y'all, I want y'all to really, I seriously do want you guys to write that down because there's the TBI right here. They match the neighbor and back of Sebastian, Mr. Carr, they match there. And this 854, that's Melissa. That's Melissa. It's 1252. This is that's Katie. And there's already been a wake-up call with groups with Sebastian. We're going to keep talking this out. We're going to keep talking this out. Because I definitely want to see how this is all going to be showing itself on the map. And then I can tell you one thing, there's going to be a breakup with Chris. For sure. For sure. Beginning January 25th. A breakup with communications. I see him and his dad. There's a lot of things that we could be talking about here. Really. Yep, yep. And you can see that that 27, 28, 27, 28. Let's see, hold on. 442. Where's the collective? That's this 7. This is Katie. What did she do? What did you do with your son? What's happening here? I mean, whoever has Sebastian, they're not going to be able to continuously hide him or hide his whereabouts, what happened to him. Eventually, the truth is coming to light. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming, and I think it's gonna come for sure with, I mean, I already know that they're working this case. We have evidence of that. We see it in the transits. We know that they're working it behind the scenes with the digital, and Chris is not. Okay, here's the day that there's gonna be a huge wait. So January 29th. Wow. 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 The dark moon is coming to that moon degree. Katie's got a relationship, some major burden, major stuff going down. Look at that. That 337, that is Chris's sister. This flame of life with the groups video. That's Katie. Katie, Katie, Katie. Look at all of that in Aquarius. Wow. Whoever is born in January, my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wow. Where do we go from here? There's that 1433 again. Look at that. So here's Kansas. There's a lot of energy going with Kansas here with their relationship. So it could be a relationship that's bordering Kansas, like Missouri. This 1425 though, this is Katie. The weight of home, the weight of home, her burden, not good. Not good, y'all. This is wild. This is wild. There's Mr. Carr. That 428 that he has, that Sebastian has, that matches Canada, it would have just come around the 27th. And then the dark moon is coming to that 428. So we could definitely see the kids picking up 2 here on the same day. But look, Mars is at a 452 in Aquarius. So, we've been rehashing that 456. I think that it's interesting though that Cassie is holding the collective transit with Pluto. I think that that's interesting. She's going to be transformed with groups on this day. That's her. That's Miss Bowersox. It's going to be a letting go with this is not going to be a good time for Chris. It doesn't appear to be anyway. I could be wrong. Yep. The moon, the mother of Sebastian. The mother of Sebastian. We got a lot of disordered aggression with the courts. With the courts. Mars. Mars can represent the body, a vehicle, video surveillance. That 1527, that is Texas, and then it's coming to the 1528 with Ohio and the Secret Service. Hmm. Oh, thank you so much for your Cash App. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I also see, okay, so there's a relationship with, I think that maybe what we're going to be talking about too, or maybe we need to talk about this, is the relationship between Katie and the godmother. Because I see that there is a lot of communications about Sebastian's godmom, Katie, and their history. I see Nina coming in this a lot as well, and it's almost like, we know motive, right? We know we can wrap our mind around the motive of why they got Sebastian out of the house. We can think of the motive for that, right? But where did he go? There's been no credible sighting, nothing. Who picked him up? Did he not go home? We have a lot of questions that I think that are going to begin to start showing themselves. It's going to start showing itself. I think that there's a lot of things. I'm speaking for Seth, and I don't know. I'm just saying that my opinion. I'm just wondering if I think the reason why we don't hear about a lot of their past is because it's painful. It's because it's painful for Seth. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I think it's painful. I think it's painful for him to talk about their past as a family, as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, me and you. You're a sweetheart. This is a lot right here. And I'll have to look at other people's charts, and I don't want to do that here. I don't want to dox people. But I definitely think that we're coming into a time period of major transformation. I don't think it. I know it. I know it. I know it. However that looks or feels, whoever is responsible, we're coming to a time period where I'm going to see through it. Venus at a 1749. Let's look at that 1752 with the Secret Service right there. This is going to transform. I already know what it is. I know what's happening here. This would be about the vigil. This will be about a vigil that's going to be coming up for Sebastian in January. Yep. And then the next day, so this is Secret Service right here. Here's Katie, the 1715. That's Katie. Pluto is coming to Mr. Michael Proudfoot. There is the Secret Service at a 1952. We've just left a lot of energy with Virginia. Excuse me. Chris is still having problems with communications and work. How he shows up as a father. That is for sure. The Secret Service is learning some things. Whether it's a burner phone or not, that Secret Service is going to tap into your ass for sure. Then the Secret Service is going to be coming into transit right here. Excuse me. Right here on the 31st. Here's the Secret Service right here. And this is going to be a 24-hour transit with Neptune. They're hiding with a lot of action, lots of action. This was in transit when Sebastian went missing. This 1513 coming into communications with Tennessee. The values with Sebastian. What else do we see here? Definitely still a breakup with Chris. His sister, his dad. There's going to be a lot of letting go with these communications. Devices, maybe. I don't know. Mercury is coming to the fate of Mr. Proudfoot here. Divine justice is coming to Chris's sister, Cassie. Let's go the next day, February 1st. Jupiter is at that 1716. So we know about the 1717 with Missouri. We already know about that. Oh, Chris is going to have a major issue. He's really upset with somebody. I can't believe it. Who would think that? Well, he is. He's very upset here. He's having an emotional breakdown with a relationship. Sunday, February 1st, Mr. Chris at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's the Secret Service, 2053. There's that 1531 again with Sebastian. That's the fate right now. So since the fate, when I took this live this morning, when I started this live, the lunar nodes of fate are on that 1531 with Sebastian. So, I think that this is a good place to stop. Chris isn't happy here. I'm going to be showing past videos of professionals, okay? I'm going to be showing past videos in my lives coming up. And I want to talk about the character of Chris. Because I think that sometimes we forget that he was court ordered to take a 12-hour class because of the CPS reports and the things that were going on with his daughter, all that court stuff, because he likes court, evidently. I don't know why he didn't just become a lawyer. You like to be in the courtroom so much. Let's see. It was a 12-hour class. Where did I write that down at? 12-hour class for a behavior conflict. The way he communicates, he can't communicate in a way that is appropriate. His emotions get the best of him, and he just can't. He just can't. There's going to be a relationship that challenges those emotions with authority, with the courts. And the weight is coming down to Tennessee the very next day. And there's that 1357 that Miss Bowersox. That 1357 Miss Bowersox in the Secret Service, they share that degree. There's Nina. 808, that's a federal number. Oh, God dang, there's so much going on here. So much to see, y'all. So much, man. And the dark moon is coming to a 456. The dark moon with the courts. Because court, this could be a river too. This could be a long travel. This could be another country. It could be about immigration. But Chris, you've got this breakup that's coming. It's coming. How is this breakup going to show up? Well, I'm hoping that it's going to be with this divine justice with the Secret Service and whoever he's been talking to. whatever he's done, there's a breakup coming. Hmm. Let's see. The next day, flame of life with faith. There it is with Tennessee. And Jupiter is coming to expand the pain that Sebastian shares with his sister about not being able to communicate because they can't. Well, the Secret Service can, I mean, they can tap in. They can definitely, the FBI can tap in. I mean, the FBI definitely descends with Terry Bowersocks, I can tell you that. And there's a major opposition with Saturn that is coming to Katie. You just can't act a fool and the law enforcement not take note about that. The law enforcement is definitely watching. Definitely watching. But I will be picking this back up, and like I said, I'm gonna be talking about the character. I'm gonna show you guys some old interviews where other professionals that videos that you may not have ever seen, creators that you've never even heard of, that have actually covered Sebastian's case. And it's not the drama channels. I've already gotten permission to use their videos as commentary. The state of Tennessee is going to be in transit on the 5th. We know that there's going to be talk about Sebastian and the coming up vigil. Will we make it to the vigil before we find Sebastian or not? That remains to be seen. It remains to be seen how this is all going to work itself out. But I'm going to continuously talk about it until we can look at some of this stuff in hindsight. But today is definitely a fated day for Sebastian. And there's a reigniting of a flame of life with the Secret Service that's coming. Their Jupiter, it's coming. And I think that that's what this is all about with the flame of life with Sebastian, because he's all in the transits today. With the Secret Service. With the Secret Service, that 0021, their 0021, well, it's making contact. That is for sure. And I can see Chris is in transit. But anyway, yeah, I've talked about this day. Yep, buddy, you're in transit. It's all about the courts, the justice system. I don't know what the end game is here, but the end game. There's Mr. Proudfoot again. This is right now. Right now. Not good. Not good. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you guys today. I appreciate everybody hanging out. You know, if this is your first time, please just keep coming back. It's hard to understand what I'm saying sometimes if you've never seen me, go live. But we are definitely reflecting on Kentucky. We're definitely reflecting on Kentucky and Mr. Proudfoot right there. Venus here in the 8th house. It's Chris is hiding. There's a major transformation in the public eye with him and the things that he owns, because Venus is about ownership. And again, there's a lot of energy going with his dad, money, work, the law, the authority. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just saying, whoever would know what happened to Sebastian and where he's at, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Is Sebastian somewhere where he would rather be? Maybe. Maybe he would rather not be at that house. Maybe he would. I don't know. But look at that. There's a relationship right here with the Secret Service right there. The relationship with the Secret Service is coming to the TBI. It's happening right now. I mean, I can see it. I don't know if Katie would have been faithful while Chris was away. But I think that there's a lot that we're going to learn in the coming days to weeks. And I'm here for it. I know y'all are too. I mean, damn, but there's got to be something that breaks on this boy's case. It's just got to. I also see something going on right here. The Mars right now is at a 2553. Saturn is at a 2554. And again, I'm seeing the neighbors here. I'm seeing the neighbors here. Let me see. Saturn is in good standing. It's a trine with Mercury. It's a good standing with Mars. So there's a good standing with Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter. Good. 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 You want to see that because that means that whatever is hidden, the Secret Service is finding out about it or has already found out. The TBI and the Secret Service are going to be talking if they're not already. And if they want to see the map, they don't have to tap into it. Just ask me. You know, just ask me. I'll give it to you. Melissa's holding this wisdom, but is it really wisdom? Let's see. Is there really wisdom for you today with the law enforcement? Let's see. It's trining the nodes, Hades, and Kronos. It's squaring Selena, so she's having trouble with partnerships and her brother's kid. This is so interesting. All right, guys, I gotta shut up though. I gotta get out of here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me though. I really do. And we're going to be talking about the transits. We're going to be talking about this map. This one is from the Roadhouse. There's the DA right there. There's the Justice with the TBI. So yeah, we're going to be talking about this a hell of a lot more. I can promise you that. A lot more. Could be the camper. Yeah. I mean, you just never know. We just don't know. You know, we just don't know. But I do know that there's a lot of great intensity that is coming. Whatever this intensity is coming, there's a fate. And we just can't fix, manage, control fate. We can't do it. We can try. You can try, but good luck with it. Good luck with trying to do that. You can't fix, manage, control fate. Oh, I didn't even see April. Hey, April. I'd be missing seeing April in here. I see all of y'all. Thank you so much for being in here. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm going to end this stream with Sebastian's Anthem. I appreciate you guys. Until my next video, peace out. Love you.
Clean like your soul won't be forgotten. We stand strong for you, never give up. Seek justice and truth. Day and night we search. Community gathers, wipe the tears away. Rise up for you. Sebastian strong, Sebastian's army, we march on. Each day comes and goes, hope in our hearts. You're never alone, we'll bring you home. Wish it was a dream, babe. It lingers on, but strength we carry will keep you strong. Rise up for you, Sebastian strong, Sebastian's army, we march on. Each day comes and goes, hope in our hearts. You're never alone, we'll bring you home. Wish it was a dream, hey, it lingers on, but strength we carry will keep you strong. Rise